What's going on, guys?
What's going
No
on?
one's here yet, but what's going on, guys? Let's just talk
What's going
about.
on for the one person
Yeah,
watching?
yeah. So no one's watching right now, obviously. Oh wait, we got one viewer. I think that's probably.
For the one person
Yeah,
watching.
yeah.
It's probably
So
Zeke.
no one's watching right now, obviously. Oh wait, we got one viewer. I'm turning that off. So you can hear me?
I don't know what happened there.
Yes, Zeke. Yes, lads. What you saying, bro? You good? Tyler, talk, man. Can you? Is Tyler's mic okay?
Wait, can I see the comments? One sec. Oh yes, I can see it. I can't comment though.
Tyler, is your mic okay? Ask Bob G. Is Tyler's mic okay?
Can you hear me?
Zeke, is Tyler's mic okay?
PUBG.
And is my mic okay? Can you hear me okay? I'm thinking of changing my background as well. One sec. Should I change it to?
You got piano, yeah?
I like this one. Yeah, I got piano.
You know you can play the
Yeah,
piano.
it's my new house. Um, but yeah, man. Okay, so now we got two viewers. We've officially got a crowd. So let's talk, man. Let's talk about your self development journey, title. So obviously, like right now, we're just focusing on making videos for the actual YouTube channel. No one's probably going to watch this, so this is going to be a replay that I'm going to post onto my channel. So just take me through like who you are, how we know each other, and we'll start off there. So who are you, and how do we know each other? And introduce yourself, what your name is and stuff.
Yeah, I'm T. 25. I'm from Manchester, born and bred. Um, yeah, like the way that we know each other is from college. So we've known each other how long? About 10 years, I'd probably
10
say.
years now, man. Yeah,
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 just
yeah.
over 10 years. So probably like the second or third day of college. I remember you walking into law class, sitting next
Yeah,
to me. I don't think it's a bit of fake, to be fair. You just
yeah,
decided
man.
to sit next to me, and then yeah,
Sounds
that's what it
crazy, man.
started.
How things turn out in it, like looking back,
Yeah.
and then tell me about like your journey. Then, like, so who were you as a kid? Who was I as a kid? Tell the people about
I think
you know.
over the years we've changed a lot. We've developed a lot.
Yeah, but let's take it back to where we were, like when we were young. Like, let's try and appeal to those
Hmm.
guys who we appeal to by telling our story. Like, who are we? So tell me about your story a little bit and how you grew up.
Um, I was a twin. I'm a twin brother, so being the youngest of three brothers, it's more of a thing where you always overlook, not overlook, sorry, you're always the youngest person, and maybe your type of opinion doesn't. You're the last opinion in the family because being the youngest, you probably get the most care. It has the most pros and cons. So you probably get the most care. You know, your mum probably worries about you the most in a way, which can be detrimental. It can be good or bad if the way you see it. But yeah, youngest three kids, had a pretty good childhood. Um, Always made sure I behaved in school. Worked hard in school.
We
Really.
were the nice guys, sort of thing, right? Like, we were those typical like
Yeah, like we were always the ones that we always
school.
wanted to be, polite
Yeah,
all the
we
time.
always
We
wanted to
always
be
wanted
nice.
a
We
good
always wanted
thing.
to get good grades, stuff like that, right? So
Yeah.
I think you had that, and I think I had a phase in my life where you know I feel like I can relate to a lot of people because I've been through both phases, right? Like I've been through the
Yeah.
phase where it's like I've tried to be the good kid in school and do all the right things and do all the stuff, and then I've tried to also like fit into that like gangster sort of crowd where it's like you're
Yeah, I
trying to like
remember it.
impress and be insecure. Like you're just an insecure kid, right? But it's just like you have to go
Mhm.
through that, and you go through that as a kid, and then as you get older, you're like, why was I trying to like
Yeah,
come
I think
across?
I think you get to a certain age where you don't really care as much what
Yeah,
people think of you as much in a way. Because when you're maybe when you're in high school, secondary school, between as a
yeah,
teenager, you might care a little bit more
mm,
of people's perception, oh, what I'm wearing or what I look like, or
yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah.
silly things like that, which don't really
Yeah,
matter.
just shout out as well. Just shout out Hazik in the chat as well because he's helping us
Yes,
out as well with this live stream, just checking if we're all
that's
okay. And it's the first time we're doing this on Streamyard, so yeah, man. Thanks. Shout out him. He's another one of our friends. We've been in our group for like the last 10 years, bro. And yeah, he's another one of those guys, man, that we're gonna get on soon and talk about his story as well, and things like that. But yeah, man, carry on with your point then. So, in terms of like why you're on this channel, then why do you think it was necessary for like? Because obviously you've been with me when I've sort of come up with the plan of making this channel, and you've seen all the growth that I've done and all the process, and like you've known the plan for years of like, yeah, we're gonna do this YouTube thing, and like you've seen me be like put all the pieces of it together, right? So what do you think the reason like is that this message needs to be heard, that what we're going to talk about today, and why do you think it's important?
I think we're in a society right now where men, maybe not even just men, everyone in particular, they're kind of stagnating. You know, they're kind of used to their own life, the way that their life is, and being mediocre. They're not being the best person that they can be. So I think the message that you're trying to give out is you know, it's a valuable lesson. It's a lesson that you need, that a lot of people need to hear.
Yeah, and talk to me about how that, like, I guess that message sort of like impacted like on your life as well. Like, what do you think are some things that happened in your life that maybe?
Yeah, I mean, like,
yeah,
I mean, I'd probably say, I think a lot of people could relate to this. You know, since the pandemic, a lot of people's life have just stood still in a way. I think I could relate to that in a way. Like, I feel like my life was stagnating to a certain point.
During 2020, right? You couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Like, you know, you get a job. So for instance, I was stuck in the job that I was really comfortable with. It was easy. You know, you just work from home like a lot of people. So you just relax and it was just chilling, and you just get used to that job. But the things for it I wasn't getting anywhere in life. I was standing still in a way. I wasn't getting paid that much or anything like that. So it took a while as well just to get out of that mentality of being comfortable and being in my comfort zone. So it was just a thing that one time, you know, I had to analyze my life one time and think, yeah, I need to go higher. I need to progress in life, because I felt stuck. So there was a few things with it, obviously. With the job that I was in, you know, like you said, you have to take risks. So I had to quit my job and, you know, learn coding. And I enrolled in a 3-month boot camp just to learn coding and, you know, put me on the way to that. And obviously it was a risk in a way, because you're in a secure job that, you know, you're getting paid and you're having an income. So I know people bills pay and everything like that. So I had to take that risk just to learn coding and, you know, do a boot camp. And because the boot camp wasn't paid, it was, you know.
But what made you make that decision though? What made you like? Why did you decide to like take that risk?
I think I think it was more of a mixture of you know, a combination of things really. It wasn't really a particular thing. It was a thing of, you know, even if like you know, losing weight, you know, I was getting out of shape a lot as well. So it was a mixture of everything. Just you felt lazy, you didn't feel good. You just, you know, I didn't particularly like my job. It was just easy, you know, it was just easy money. But you had to just think about the longer perspective. You have to think about your future, what you want to do. And I knew that I couldn't keep on doing this for the rest of my life, because I wouldn't get anywhere really.
And I want to touch on that a little bit. I want to just touch on that a little bit and talk a bit more about that, because I think a lot of guys misunderstand that, right? Because this is a misunderstanding that we had when we were young as well, where we didn't realize the longevity of things. Like we as young guys, when you're like 18, 19, you don't really have perspective of like years and years at doing one particular thing, right? Because everything in your life has been like, boom, okay, you learn this, you learn how to walk, you learn how to talk. You do all these things where it's like you're instantly growing. But then the thing is, it's like when it comes to developing yourself as a man, those are the things that take a long time to do, right? Like making a good body takes years. Like becoming good in business takes years. Like it takes a lot of failed businesses to create a good one. All this stuff takes a long time. And it's like when you're 19, 18, all these younger years, you don't really have the perspective to realize how long that stuff takes. And
I think a lot of people, they want something straight away. So you have to be really patient in what you want to achieve.
So. And it's like you got to think of it in a way, in a lens where it's like long term versus short term. Like short term, you knew you could get that money by doing that job, right? You know you're making a steady income, you're making money, but you knew long term, like yo, there's like with all the stuff that's going on, like financially, you need to like level up fast. You need to learn skills that are going to make you money, and then you figured out reverse engineering that. You're like, okay, now that means that I need to do these things. And even though in the short term, it's like I'm not going to be making as much money because you're going to have to quit your job and learn these new skills. It's like long term, you know, those things are important, right? Because those are the things that are going to make you money in the past. The thing is, we've been through this ourselves. We've seen it with our friends where it's like we probably might have like years ago looked down on someone for not making that much money. Because thing is, like we're thinking, oh yeah, we're making like X amount, but our friend's making this. But then we don't realize like in 5 years he's going to be able to do that much, and it's like you don't think about that at the time because you don't realize the growth in these things. You think you have to.
I think as human beings, it's so easy that we just want something straight away. We don't have patience. We want to do something and get immediate validation from it. But the thing is, to be successful, it takes time. You know, to make money, it takes time. To get to where you want to be, it takes time. You can't just get something tomorrow. You know, that's not realistic.
Yeah. And talk about how that like message of patience has played a role in your like weight loss journey as well. Like talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think with weight loss, it's more of a thing that, you know, people, they want to get validation from saying they're going to the gym, for instance, right? So you need to see in yourself that, okay, when you get to a certain weight, I think because I was getting out of shape and gradually just getting heavier and heavier.
Over the years, I'd come back from holiday and I'd see it, like, you know,
Yeah, and then your friends, they kind of like, they get used to it, I guess. Your family, they get used to you just getting fatter and fatter, I guess. But it's more of a thing where in your mind, you don't think you're as fat. Like, you know you've gained weight, but you don't think you're as fat as you are. It's a very weird perspective. That's what I had. I was like, oh yeah, I've gained weight, but I'm not that bad. You know, I'm not like, you know, I've only gained a little bit. But then when it gets out of hand, you think, you're like, okay, you can see it in terms of health. Like you feel tired all the time. You do a little bit of physical activity. You know, you're out of breath and all, everything like that, really. And you know, you think that you're quite, you know, you're stagnating, and you think, oh yeah, I don't need to lose weight now because we're showing in social media now these days that you think, when you get to 25, you think that you're old. Well, really, you're not really old. But you see that on social media, you know, 21, 22-year-olds, they're millionaires and they have all these followings. You know, you see all
like that patience thing, right? Everyone wants to blow up fast. Everyone wants to learn how to get rich by 18 and have all these like quick schemes. The way to text a girl this and she's gonna be in your bed by tonight. It's like guys want that instant gratification, and it's like you need to realize that it takes years of grinding. It takes years of effort to get to those places, and don't fall for this idea that you can get it in a day because. Thing is, like we're 25 now as older and as older men, we're not even old, I would say, but because me and
you can remember, right? If you have this mentality, like we're like older compared to an 18-year-old, we have like more life experiences and we have more knowledge in that way. But we're still young in the grand scheme of things. So for me and myself, I thought, okay, I'm 24, I'm 25. There's no point losing weight now, and I'm old now. It's gonna be hard to do. But then you think about it, we're still young men, and in 5 years' time, when I'm 30, I'm going to be like, wish I was 25. So I just thought of it like that. We're still young, and we should still enjoy our young years, even if we're not 18 anymore or whatever. And people might think, an 18-year-old might think, oh yeah, we're 25, we're old, but we're still young. You know, we're still young at heart in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, and for me, it always comes back to this quote, right? It's like most people underestimate what they can do in 10 years. But they overestimate what they can do in 1 year. Like they'll have a 1 year plan and be like, okay, this is going to be the year 2022. I'm going to do all these things. And then they have like 20 different things they're going to accomplish in 1 year. And then they're sad at the end of the year that they didn't accomplish all of them. And it's like, you need to be more realistic with your approach to things and think, okay, because the thing is for me, it's like, I made a 20-year plan. I made a 10-year plan back in 2018, you know, I have a plan from then that I'm continuing to do now. It's like, because I made a plan for 10 years. I was looking at the big picture. And I think that's what's been the difference for me and a lot of people. It's like, I looked at it in the big scheme of things. And most people looked at it short term. They said, okay, I'm going to do this for 1 year, see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to stop. I was thinking long term. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this part of it, build this part. and then the YouTube part comes here now, which is obviously what we're doing now. And but you know for a fact, like you've spoken about this for years, and we've known this is going to be part of the plan, and this is just like an evolution. So it's like as these things are happening, me and you are not surprised, right? We're not phased by it because it's like this has always been what it was going to be. You know, we were always.
It was a matter of time. It was a matter of time.
We've been putting the work behind the scenes, and it's like because me and you have like had that mindset of the patience thing for a long time. Because obviously, I've been preaching self-discipline, patience, and all this shit like for a long time, right? So because we've had that, I feel like we've been able to accomplish things that a lot of people might not be able to do, and it's like that's why this YouTube channel exists, is to remind people of of these things where if you put your mind to something for extended periods of time and you have the self-discipline, and thing is, at the end of the day, bro, it is the journey that which is what like makes life like worth meaning, have meaning. If it wasn't for the journey, it would all be worthless anyway. So it's the grinding is what makes it fun for me. It's like now I'm at a point where the mission and like accomplishing the goal is like so much more important than everything else. It's like even if things aren't fun,
I mean if you go back to, so I had 2 goals, right? So my 2 goals was to lose weight, right, and to progress in my career. So get more money, do something that I like to do.
Thing is, that's your goals for now, right? Like you have like bigger goals, and you have, but like they're the current goals that you set for yourself, right? Like those are the short term for the bigger picture things.
Yeah,
right?
and I think we live in a society where we like to get short term validation over stuff. So say for instance, say if I go, say if I didn't go gym, I haven't gone gym consistently for ages, I haven't gone gym at all, and then I say to people, 1 week, I'm going gym now, I'm starting to go gym. People want that short-term validation, and then say if you go gym for 5 days, people will be like, you're going gym now, oh my god, you're smashing it, you're doing really well. That's a short-term validation. And I had that as well when I was going gym every day. Oh yeah, you're dieting now. You're having this. Oh, you're really serious about this. Oh, well done, man. Yeah. Oh, you've lost half a kilo after 1 week. Oh yeah. Oh, that's well done. That's like short-term validation. And people like having that short-term validation.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is, they want that. But the thing is, with that, so for instance, for losing weight, you have to do it when no one's complimenting you. So things they become normal.
You've spoken about losing weight, but like I need to also just preface this. Like, what makes you an authority in being able to talk about that? Like, what have you done? Like,
in 3 months, I lost how many? I don't know how you say it in pounds. I've lost about 2 stone, so that's 12 kilos. So over 12 kilos now. Yeah. So in 3 months, I was losing 1 kg.
And if like in the editing, I'll put like before and after pictures right now of T, and then you can see for yourself like the difference. And it's absolutely crazy what I've seen from you, man. And carry on talking, bro. What are you talking about?
The important thing of losing weight, for instance, you have to work hard when no one's watching, when nobody is complimenting you. So things become normalized after a week or 2. So if you go to the gym for a week or 2, people are going to stop saying, "Oh yeah, you're going gym now," or "You're losing weight now," and it just becomes normal. And that's the most important part of when you lose weight: having consistency. So doing it every single week, every single day, being on that journey. No one's complimenting you, when no one's talking about it anymore, because people like saying, "Oh yeah," getting compliments from doing something short term. But if you're doing it while no one's telling you, when no one's complimenting you or anything like that, that's the most important part to get to where you want to be. And that's not just in weight loss, that's in everything really. You have to work hard when the buzz of when someone's doing something new.
Yeah.
So
because people are so focused on getting the praise instantly. That's why Instagram's such a big thing. Is like like you post a photo on your story, oh look what I'm doing, I'm here, I'm there, and I'm doing all these things. And the thing is, it's like, as someone behind the scenes who's worked behind the scenes of all these YouTubers and these Instagrammers and seen the life of these influencers, like you can really see like the guys that are posting the most are doing the least. And it's like, unless they have like a strategy where they've outsourced the posting and they're just focused on content creation. Like, of course, there's different people, and then obviously I can identify which people are doing which. But if you're doing all of your like social posting and doing all these stories every single day, and you're the one who's in charge of all that, I promise you're not doing anything with your life. Like you're not actually, unless you've got those things figured out. Like for example, for me, I've got a video editing agency. I've got a bunch of stuff where I can hire people to do the editing and posting and all that stuff. So for me, it's not a big thing. But I see a lot of people who spend their time trying to portray this image to people that watch their stuff, and it's like you're focusing completely the wrong thing, because that person is gonna go on your Instagram story and then click like that, and he's gonna watch your story, and then you think that you've done something because some person has watched your, but you've not done anything. You haven't accomplished anything in that day. And this is the thing. It's like the most successful people are the guys who get the most work done on their least productive days. If you can just get the most work done, if you can just outwork your competition, even on the days that you're sick or the days that you don't feel like doing it, you've already won. Like even on my worst days, I still go to the gym. I still have things that I do every day. I still have a regimen of like, okay, drinking water, getting my vitamins, and doing all this stuff. And it's like, why wouldn't I smoke all these other guys that are in my you know what I mean, around me? It's like, of course I'm gonna fucking beat them, because
100%.
I'm doing the work. I'm not doing it. So, and I've done the work already. It's like you can't a guy who's coming into the field today trying to make it on YouTube, even though me and him may have the same channel, it's like, and even if he's got more subscribers than me, it's like, I know I've put in the work over the years to know my channel is going to be successful. You've just come in here and portrayed to be that guy, but if you're not really that guy, it's going to be shown eventually. You're not gonna
Yeah, and
able
if you think about it, you need to have resilience. So a lot of people don't have that resilience. So they do something for a while, but when it gets hard, so I'll give you an example.
I don't think most people do anything for a while, and even when they do it, they're doing
it might
it
be for a day or two.
Doing it while they're going on their phone and spending 7 hours of this crap, and they're not really I've seen guys say, I'm learning to code for 3 years, and then they're not really learning. They're just watching YouTube tutorials and they're going on their phone and then pretending they're not. But you know what I mean? It's like, if you don't put the actual work in, and you need to actually put work in. You need to focus on something. It's hard. Right? It's not easy.
For example, remember when I first started coding?
Yeah.
I was on the phone to you at the start because I didn't get anything at the start. I was like, is this right? I had so many doubts. Like, is this right for me? I don't get anything. I was really confused looking at the code. I was like, what's going on here? And then I just saw, sometimes you also, when you know someone who has a skill, you like for yourself, like you knew more of coding than me. So sometimes you get embarrassed just to ask, because you're never in that position where, you have to swallow your pride and ask stupid questions to people and stuff. Some people don't like asking those questions sometimes. But we saw at the start, I was like, what's going on here? But over time, it's just crazy, because after a week, after 2 weeks, just doing it every day, just working hard on it and working on it, it just gets better and better. And you see it comes to your mind. And now it's just like, I know this. I've learned all these different programming languages, which at the start, it was very daunting and I had no clue. So it's just crazy. You just have to keep going.
And it's not only that, I can speak to you in a technical way now, like as a friend, as someone who I talk to every single day, and as someone who's known the skill of coding. Like now, when we talk about technical things, it's like you can understand me in a different way. It's like this is a skill that coders have that most people don't have, right? The way to technically think and analytically, like decide and do all these things, right? And I feel like that's a skill that most people need. And I only realized that after learning how to code. Like after learning how to code, I got better in my business and did all these things. But it's because I think I needed that skill of coding, and I think you have that now. And so it's like when we talk about certain things now, it's like we understand on a deeper level. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like me and you just have that thing, right?
I think we've always had that thing of like we had the same kind of mentality and the way that we think.
But even now, we can speak in a technical way as well. Like not only that, it's like technical language as well. Like we can speak in multiple.
It's very good.
Like, I feel like you know me very you know me very well, to the point where like you can just tell based on how I'm talking or like how I'm acting, how I'm feeling, right? So it's like we're on that level of friendship right now because I've known you for so long and we've just been close for so long. But I think now that this coding doors opened a little bit between me and you, and you've like figured out the technical aspect of it as well. It's like we have this.
And it's like we had that type, like when I was coming into coding as well. I didn't have a clue of the direction that you need, like what you need to be a coder, to get a job, to get employment. I didn't know what you needed. But then, obviously the boot camp and yourself and, just getting different information from different sources. And now you have that, view of how to easily get a job. What you need to do, what type of projects you need to do, what your CV is supposed to look like, everything like that, So it's in that perspective now where I know that my CV, it can get, it's capable of getting anything really, and I feel confident in getting the job that I go for.
Yeah, man, that's dope, man. That's so dope. And it's like, yeah, just like seeing the message spread of self-improvement, I think has just been so amazing. Like seeing it spread to everyone I know and seeing people's lives be affected by
It's
this message.
infectious. Honestly, it's infectious because when people see you, for instance, lose weight or try to progress and stuff, they see, your parents see it, your siblings see it, everyone around you, your friends see it. They want to do the same thing because they know, if they don't progress like everyone else is doing, like yourself or, me and you, say whatever, if they don't progress and like us, then they'll be left behind, and no one wants to be left behind. They want to be on that level that that we're on, really.
Yeah, and let's give some advice to those guys who wanna succeed, but they give themselves excuses. They find reasons. Let's talk to those guys a little bit now. What advice would you give to those guys?
It's so easy for people to give excuses. Sometimes they don't give their own excuses, but other people give them excuses. They always give other people give them the benefit of the doubt. So they're used to being in that victim mentality. So I can't do this because of this reason. I can't do this because of that. So it's like when someone else gives you that reason as well, they're saying, "Oh yeah, it's fine though, because you're doing it."
The thing is, when someone else gives you that reason, they're sort of like cuffing you down to one day.
They're enabling it, aren't they?
That as well. They're like, you tell them, "Oh yeah, don't worry, you can't accomplish this 6-pack because of the X reason," and then they tell themselves, "Oh yeah, like if this person who knows more about fitness than me tells me I can't accomplish it and I have an excuse, then why should I even try?" That's what they think. But it's like once you tell them that,
I'm so busy, I'm doing this and that. Oh, I've got this going on. I've got this going on. But really, end of the day, if you have a certain goal, so I had goals. I wrote down goals, what I want to achieve, and if you have that every day, you wake up, you think, okay, I need to do this. Sometimes you have to make sacrifices.
That's why journaling is so important, guys, as well. What you just said there, like you have to think about those goals every single day. It's only because every day I was in your ear telling you your goals, and you were in my ear telling me my goals, that we
hold each
sort
other
of
accountable.
Yeah, and not only title, I didn't just rely on my friends to hold me accountable. I was holding myself accountable every single day. I have a gratitude journal where I talk about all these things. I write down things I'm grateful for. I write down my goals every day and what I'm doing every single day to get closer to those goals. If you do that and you hold yourself to that level of standard and accountability, after years of doing that, how can you not be successful? That's my question to you. How can you not achieve?
Yeah, of course, 100%. And it's not easy. It's not easy
to achieve them. Simple.
Yeah, right? It's not easy because you have to make sacrifices. So, say if I'm learning to code, I'm learning this or something new, I can't chill with my friends as much. I can't go out with my friends all the time because I'm doing stuff. I'm learning something. Or if you go to the gym and you're trying to lose weight, or for instance, you might not be able to go out to eat or go to family events where food is always involved and stuff like that.
So it's not easy. But why should I do it then? Why? I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Why should I do it if it's not easy? If it's gonna be hard.
Think about it, the short-term sacrifice. So think about it, we have a long life, so hopefully we have a long life. But
some people have said that working out is too hard, too annoying to do for your whole life. Like imagine having to work out every day.
It's not. It's health. Honestly, it's health reasons.
Why is that important? Why is that important though? Why can't I
because if you want to have a long life, a healthy long life as well. People can have long lives. People can be 60. There's two 6-year-olds, right? A 6-year-old can either be really healthy, really active, or a 6-year-old can be like, can't even get up, back problems, high blood pressure, diabetes, everything like that. So you can either be one of those two. So think about it like that. When you get older, the work that you put in right now, it will pay off, because if you work hard now, in 30 years times, whatever, you're gonna be healthier. If you work hard in your career, you're going to have a successful career. So you're already going to have that money. You don't need to, you'll be able to provide for your future generations as well. So it's in every way. You have to think about the hard work right now for the future. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, from experience, there's no greater feeling than doing that. Like all the sacrifices, although it's hard, although there's going to be times where you can't see your friends, and you can't see your family, and you have to focus on work, and you have to give up on going to certain events. The amount of weddings and stuff that I've not gone to for relatives is crazy, and there's a bunch of stuff that I've missed out on because I've been
Sometimes you might be hated as well, for like,
yeah,
why
you
is he
will
not
be.
going to this? Why is he not doing that? But it's really, you're just focusing on yourself. Sometimes you have to be selfish in a way. Sometimes you have to literally just focus on yourself and forget about everything else. You have to do your own goal
But
and
I think
forget
this is
about
the
all the
reason why
noise.
it's okay. I think this is the reason why it's okay, right? Because you have to be selfish with your time in the beginning so that you can accomplish things that you need to accomplish as a man who's going to bring value to the
100%.
world. Like you need to know your mission as a man and then decide from that, okay, if I'm going to do this, what is it going to require of me? And then after you've decided that, it's like the rest of the path becomes easy because now it's just a matter of execution. Now it's just a matter of getting it done. And you have to become I feel like guys think that they can afford to be this average guy who's going to watch TV and have a amazing wife, an amazing life, and you
Mm.
I think you can't be that guy anymore in the world that we're in today. You need to become that perfect epitome of a
You
man.
see how competitive it is out there, a girl
You
on
need to be
everything
competitive,
from a
but
man.
you need to have that drive. You need to have that edge. You need to have that desire as a man to accomplish because otherwise you're gonna be unhappy. Like I've seen it too many times. Any guy who does not push himself ends up unhappy. And if you're one of those guys that's not pushing yourself every single day, that's not driving to achieve something bigger than, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get a normal crappy job. Like I'm just gonna, if you're not aiming for something bigger, I feel like you're missing out. And I'm telling
And
you,
and the thing is, you see people who are in those jobs. So say if someone's said, "Oh, I've been
yeah,
working in this
ask them,
place,"
ask them how happy they are.
yeah,
Ask those guys.
say, "Oh, I've been working in this place for 40 years, and it's just like a minimum wage job. It's a low-paying job." They're not really. They might be influenced in their mind to think, "Oh yeah, it's been fine. My company likes me. They care about me. Or I've been working for 4 years. Like I've got a happy life." But really, sometimes they're brainwashed, or sometimes they actually realize it, but they think they can't go anywhere else.
Yeah,
They
because
think they
it's too
can't
late.
get another
It's
job.
too late. It's
It's
too
too
late for
late
them.
for them because they've been there for so long,
Well, they
and they
think
get
it's too late.
influenced
It's not too
thinking,
late, but they think it's
"Wow."
too late. Yeah.
It's never too late to change your career if you really want to, but you have to have that commitment. But people, like I said about comfort zone earlier, people are in the comfort zone, so they're used to what they're doing and they think it's fine, and they
Yeah.
don't realize they need a change in their own life
Yeah, man. I
in that way.
completely agree with everything. But yeah, like we were scheduled to come on for half an hour and talk about this. So really appreciate you, T, for coming on. Is there
Whereas
anything you wanna say to for final words, or I think
I
we've
just
said
say
everything?
it's for people like who want to change their career or they want to get better or they feel like they're stagnating in their career, but they're doing something that's difficult. Just think about it. It's for you know, short term sacrifices for long term gain. So if you're 20 years old and you say, "Oh, I'm going to be alive till 75," if you work hard right now as a young person, even if you're not even a young person really, if you work hard right now, in the future, it's going to pay off in the long term. All those things that you worked hard for, you won't need to work as hard as what you have done once you've achieved your goals.
Yeah, and my final point on that would just be, look, you're gonna suffer either way. You're either gonna suffer from a bad life if you don't make hard decisions, if you don't do hard things today, like going to the gym, like learning how to fight, like doing all these things, or you're either gonna suffer later on when you're unhappy with the decisions you made. So you can pick which way you want it. And I'd say most guys watching this, in order to be happy, you need to pick the first option and just take life by its horns and
Yeah,
try and make something
100%.
with it. And because what else are we gonna do with our time here? And yeah, man, let's try and create spread a message of change and making men strong again, and you know,
Self
and
development,
yeah,
of
let's
course.
let's let's start a change. This is the first step to that towards that. And yeah,
Looking
man,
forward
like I
to it,
said,
man. Get the
yeah,
message
like
out.
what's happening behind the scenes. There's a lot of stuff going on. um, and it just feels good to be on this mission now, and I know my
Yeah,
purpose and I know my goal, and know what I need to do for the world.
yeah,
So
100%.
yeah, man, thanks for coming on. Thanks for talking. I think it's very useful to have your opinion and see life from someone who took on the messages that we're talking about here and changed their
Yeah,
life because of it, and is now living a way happier life and accomplishing
yeah,
all his dreams and getting the dream job that you wanted and everything. Like,
Mm.
As a friend, I'm proud of you, man. I don't really tell you that often, but
Thanks, man. I'm
yeah,
proud of you, man. You're smashing it.
yeah, bro. Like, let's keep it up and let's keep pushing ourselves and let's change the
Yeah.
world, man. One step at a time.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks guys for watching. We have 0 views right now, but I'm sure some people will watch on the playback. So
Maybe
yeah,
the
man.
10 people watch it.
Man, it's all good. It's all good. It will
Yeah.
start somewhere, man. It will
That was
start somewhere.
somewhere,
All right, man. Take care, man. All right. Peace out. Bye.